Ooh, I don't need this, huh? Now again, diversity. We're going to show you a lot of different techniques as far as procedure, full from start to finish. Now, when you're doing colors, you all can see this has got some wet on there. What happens if I start to spray another color on here right away? Anybody know? Well, it can run, it can meld together. Sometimes that's good. What's your XYZ here? What's your procedure? Does this need to be dry before you go? Yes and no. There's what is it? What's your procedure? Sometimes you'll want to blend colors together. You'll get a third and fourth color out of that. Sometimes you want runs. Believe it or not, there are different variables that you can do to make this, what do you say, unique, realistic. Do you want a torch, Scott, or no?
No, I'll be fine without it for right now.
Marcos, can we get one over here just ready to go?
Usually I don't even tend to dry off in between these first base colors because they meld together. It's going to be good for us kind of a little bit. But usually, as far as like you want a brown rock, you can't just leave it all brown. It's going to look kind of nasty. So usually I'll kind of augment it with a little bit of tan, kind of blend them in and out, a little bit of orange.
Right,
you can
right.
use black, you can use green, you can use any color you want. This is just the two I tend to like.
Hey, Sky. David just asked a question. Did you clean that cup?
No. No.
Do you have to?
You don't really have to. If it doesn't change the color that much. Maybe in the white you might want to. Even sometimes then I don't. Like the plastic doesn't absorb the color.
No, it's not even that. It's just like a lot of people think it's got to be so regimented. Just get it done, man. Yeah. It's not. This is a standard procedure.
Let me just test this real quick.
If you wanted to dry in between, what's a typical air dry time for that?
It really depends on where you are in the country and what day it is.
Yeah,
there's no set answer on that. Could be 5 minutes to an hour to 2 hours. But we've got an equalizer here. And again, you don't want to put too much heat on it all at once. Just a nice little rate. I usually don't let the flame touch. I'm usually back here and just radiate some heat.
Air gun too.
Yeah, exactly. Heat guns.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's done. Can we sell it? Oh, I'm sorry.
Anyway, what you're going to want to do is if you're putting any other color on over the second color, you're going to want to make sure if it's heavy, you're going to have to bleed it out a little bit or it looks really spotty and obvious. So if you put on a really heavy chunk like I kind of did towards here, you're going to have to bleed it out.
Look at this variety already that's happening.
That's
two colors.
Wet, you know. That's because it's wet too.
I like that though. Yeah. It's not 100% coverage. I mean, he's put two colors on there. I've seen rocks in the industry that don't even look that good. Could we sell that right now?
Yeah, to most people.
This is just beginning. There's a lot you can do. If you really want, you can get an artist brush or that little gun. You can put these cracks that I see in here and highlight them. You would want to do that before you started because you'll overlay colors on it. It's still going to peer through. It won't look like you came up and later paint and brush some black in there. That's the wrong way to do it.
I noticed before you had an order of color that you put on. Is that right?
We do still. He does it without any notes or formulas before him. The formula's in his head. He's done this enough to where it's just, and that's the way it will be with you.
After you're doing quite.
Sure. Well, he's been in our family business making rock. I mean, I like to say, from about 5 on. Now, he wasn't building stuff, but I got videos of him and his brother on backhoes, at a very young age. So it does come natural.
Actually, Marcus, could you nail that with a torch real quick?
And this is just going to be a quick little pass, real fast. When we were ramping up to do these spas to produce them, because we had one mold a day, one set of molds, we could make one a day. But when we stained, we had 2 of these tables set up with jigs to hold the stones. And we would literally stain 2 of them at a time and then package them, get them out, get them in the yard. We found, the way Marcos just did it, remember how I heated those up there when we was burning the stuff off? You would not want to do that at this finish point. We found so many chips, the texture can chip right off. I would rather let this air dry. First of all, that's what, 15 bucks to fill that can up? And it can go pretty fast. So it's a cost, it's a procedure. If you let it air dry, he's painting one rock. If you're painting an entire wall of rock, you start here, by the time you get done to here, dismiss your color, make up your new color, that's dry. Natural air dried. So that's the way to do it. And if you do it, stand back, keep moving fast, don't sit in there and heat that rock and damage it.
If we just move this outside, we would be...
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I'm going to put a black on too because I
Okay.
think it's a little light still. I want to make it a little more speckly too, just because.
So you've adjusted your gun to where it's just misting a little.
Yeah, I just adjusted it down a little bit so it's a little foggy speckle.
Oh, Scar, you want to tell them about your, well, I guess we'll do that when the speckle. You're keeping your gun?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Did you get some experience on box cars?
What's that?
On box cars? Yeah, get the dream director in the store.
You have to do your color process different than every other color or every other company for teaching purposes. When you do your color process on stuff, you have to change that for your teaching purposes.
No. Why would I? I don't understand you.
Like other companies,
That's our base color. That's it.
they patented where you couldn't teach it.
All of our processes are patented, yes. But I still don't understand your question.
There's so many different ways of color.
Right. Well, we have 12 different ways of staining. And there's the stain formula, the procedure, the application. But there's umpteen hundred you could come up with.
Well, I can color different on different projects.
Sure.
Actually, I started coloring right after I got done doing the speckle. Started taking it to the air gun.
Yeah.
Now, goes there.
Oh yeah. 1, 2, 3 colors. 3 colors so far, right, Sky? 4?
That's really good pretty much already.
You gonna skim, daub, or speckle?
Yeah, I'm going to do a couple coats of skim and then a couple coats of speckle.
They look like that was special.
What's that?
We're not talking about granite. I'm not talking about granite. I'm talking about just some speckles, like about 5%. All rocks have speckles. Maybe not even that much.
I got you. Yeah. Kind of like an elephant.
All right, I just talked to Skylar, and I asked him his intentions, and he's going to do some more stuff, but actually mortgage on the building's due, customers coming in about 5 minutes. I'm selling this right now. Is this sellable? Does it look real? I'm being funny here. This looks great already. This is a done deal. We don't have to do